Houseplant Queens, welcome back to my channel. I'm Saab if we've never met before, and this is my channel where I talk about my houseplants, mostly in passive hydroponics. So it has been a stressful, give me a second, the wind's blowing. Can you hear that? So it has been a stressful few weeks, months, maybe a year for all of us. And in line with that, I thought we could talk today about some stressful plants, particularly from one of my favorite genus of plants, which is Hoya. Does that intro make sense? I think it does. So I posted a poll recently on Instagram about whether you guys wanted to see splashy or difficult Hoyas. And I think a lot of you are stressed as well because a little bit over the majority voted for difficult Hoyas, but not by a lot. So we'll definitely get to the splashy Hoyas sometime soon on this channel as well. One last thing before we move on to the Hoyas, definitely keep in mind that this is my experience, and I'm sure some of you will see these Hoyas and look at your own plant and think, well, I'm not having any of those problems and my plant's doing fine, in which case, good for you. But these are my Hoyas in my environment that I am really having a tough time with, and I just wanted to come out here and show you today some of these Hoyas. So let's just get right into it. The first one, and you will see that I have all of these in Ziploc bags, is my Hoya Sigillatis. Let me of course take it out for you. So anytime I'm having trouble with a Hoya, if it is small enough to fit in a Ziploc bag, that is what I'll do, because they seem to do well in their Ziploc jail. This is my Hoya Sigillatis. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I'm not sure how popular it is at the moment. But yes, this has given me trouble from day one. It used to be, I think, just maybe 2 or 3 leaves less, because you can see all of the new growth here. And that's pretty much all it's done for me in a year. It is such a finicky Hoya. I think it wants a lot of humidity, like 80+% humidity, and I don't give any of my other Hoyas that because I have philodendrons and anthuriums that need that as well. And you know, a lot of my Hoyas just sit outside near my window and they never complain, but this will just keep dropping leaves. Like this has dropped so many leaves, it's so annoying. Like they will come out this green or purplish color depending on how much light I give it, and then they will just slowly turn orange or yellow and then die off. I've tried it in direct light, I've tried it in a shaded area, and nothing seems to work except for putting it in a Ziploc bag, which is not ideal because I don't want all of my plants to be in Ziploc bags. And if you're a plant that has to be in a Ziploc bag to survive, then I don't think you're worth it. But you can see that inside the Ziploc bag, it is growing aerial roots like crazy, and it is even holding on to that new growth there. So yeah, I will try to see if I can get it to maybe grow more roots in the bag and then take it out and see if it can survive outside. And if it still can't, then I am getting rid of her because I don't have time for that. So the next Hoya I want to talk about, let's see, maybe this one. It's hanging up here. Let me just get it. This is my Hoya CRASSIPETIOLATA. Very beautiful Hoya with veiny leaves. And I know it looks fine, but it actually used to be much bigger than this. Sorry, I'm just trying to show you the plant. So this used to have 2 vines in it, and it had around 6 leaves, and the other vine just decided to die one day. Like it wasn't like it had the same conditions and everything, and one day the vine just decided to nope, out of here. So not sure what happened there. And then I can see that these leaves are starting to get kind of thin. Not sure how to describe this. Like it looks fine on camera, but you can kind of see that this is yellowing at the base of the leaf, kind of where it meets the stem or the petiole. And then I know what will happen, that leaf will fall off, and so will the next one and the next one, and then it will die. So this is really perplexing because I am not sure what's going on. I am giving it a good amount of light. I have tried, increasing the humidity, and nothing seems to make it happy. But it's a shame because it is a really beautiful Hoya and I really don't want to get rid of it. But unfortunately, I just don't think it's happy in my conditions. Or maybe it's just a really fussy plant. Either way, I don't know. I don't know what to do about this, guys. It's gorgeous. Just look at how veiny those leaves are. But I can't deal with it, honestly. It's such an annoying plant to grow. I don't know what it wants. Its leaves get paper thin for no reason. And yeah, it's just not worth it for a Hoya. Okay, which one next? Let's do another one of the Ziploc jail Hoyas. You probably already saw it. But this is a Hoya that might come as a surprise to everybody, because everyone seems to have this Hoya. Everyone seems to love this Hoya. And I love this Hoya and I have this Hoya, but man, I didn't expect it to be so fussy. And I have never heard anyone really say that it's a fussy Hoya for them, so this might really be just me. Maybe it's a me problem. But this is the Hoya Australis Lisa. And she looks fine now. I know, she is beautiful. She's a gorgeous Hoya. But unfortunately, this plant used to be more lush, similar to the old one. And it's really, really difficult to root in my experience, because I split this with some of my friends and I rooted this in Leca and it rooted fine in Leca. And then I transferred it over to Pon and took some more cuttings. I think out of the 5 cuttings I took, 4 of them died, which really, really sucks because I'm left with this tiny pot instead of a nice lush one. And it also seems to be really, really susceptible to bacterial or fungal issues. So I had either a bacterial or a fungal issue, I'm not sure, and it killed off a whole vine. I will try to insert a photo if I can find one of what it looked like. But I tried propagating off of that vine as well to save it, and all of those propagations just died. So it might be a unique circumstance and it's not actually a difficult plant. But even in this state, when it's healthy and in a Ziploc bag and it's putting out new growth, I definitely can't show you that, it's too small. It's still, I don't know, it's just a difficult Hoya for me. Like, it's not like other Hoyas. When I feel the leaves, I can kind of tell when it needs water. This just feels soft and slightly less soft. So I have a hard time figuring out like it's time to water this plant. So yeah, for all of those reasons, this Hoya Australis Lisa is on my list. This is in no particular order, by the way. I don't hate any of these Hoyas more than the other. I don't hate any of them. They're just kind of giving me a hard time. My second to the last Hoya is also in Ziploc jail. I think you're seeing a trend here. And I don't think this will come as a surprise to a lot of people, because I have heard that people do have difficulty with this Hoya, especially when it comes to watering, which is also where I'm having difficulty since it's in Pon. And that is my Hoya CURTISII. So again, she's okay now. She has a ton of aerial roots and lots of baby growth. Like you can see there, it's a bunch of baby leaves. But if it's not in a Ziploc bag, it tends to drop those leaves really, really easily. I think because it needs high humidity, and also if I miss a watering, then it will drop those leaves and then you'll just have bare stems and it's really, really ugly. So thankfully it is a pretty fast growing Hoya and it is recovering well in the Ziploc bag. But again, it's in a Ziploc bag and I don't want my plants to be that way. I'm hoping that when this is a bit more well rooted and established in this substrate, it will be less difficult. But yeah, for now, I'm just hoping it continues growing and will look less bare. There are a lot of empty spots in that pot. I think I forgot the last Hoya. Let me go get it. Oh my goodness, this last Hoya looks even worse than I remember it. Please don't judge me. But this was in my prop box. It's a Hoya a lot of people love. And oh my god, there's new growth. What? Okay, this is the Hoya CAUDATA Sumatra. I know it's pathetic, I know. But yeah, oh my god, I might knock off the baby leaf. So this is just a cutting now. I used to have a more full plant. Well, not really full, like it had, you know, 6 leaves, which was decent. And it was in Leka, and it really hated life there. And it would just start dropping leaves, like full-grown leaves, not baby leaves. Like, you see this part is yellowing already. Like, the vines would be really thin and rotting like this. This is a rotted vine. And then it would just start dropping the leaves. So I put it in my prop box, my pond prop box. I showed that in my last video on pond versus Leka, if you want to check that out. And I've just literally noticed that new baby leaf there. So, I mean, this is a good way to end the video because there is hope for these difficult Hoyas. I wasn't expecting that. I really just put it there to die, to be honest. But anyway, I really think that the problem here was also humidity. The fuzzy, you can kind of see, I don't know if I can show you, fuzzier Hoyas do tend to enjoy higher humidity. And also, I think I was giving it too much light at some point. That's when this yellowing leaf happened. So moving forward, I will just keep this in the prop box until it roots. See what happens to that baby leaf, if that turns into anything. And yeah, second chances are real, guys. Check that out. Alright, that is it for this video. I hope you had fun looking at my struggling Hoyas and that you perhaps learned something or can relate to some of these struggling Hoyas. If you are struggling with the same Hoyas, or if you do have Hoyas that you struggle with, do let me know down in the comments below. We can talk about that, we can cry about it, whatever you guys want. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed it because it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!